living in your 20s, I'm telling you, is it is a whirlwind. It is a roller coaster. What is up, friend, on the other side of the screen? Happy December. Congratulations. First of all, you made it to the last month of 2022. At the end of every single year, I love to do an audit of sorts. I love to do a reflection over the year, things that I've been able to accomplish. As a person who loves to achieve, loves to progress, loves to accomplish, I sometimes have to remind myself I am more than the things that I accomplish. I am more than the boxes that I love to check off. This is a very tangible, very practical way of setting goals for yourself. But I don't want this to be the end all be all, right? Okay, so I want to do a more practical and a more holistic section of this video. So feel free to use the chapter cards in the bottom to go back and forth between what you think might help you a little bit more. I made lovely little lists of things that I want to get accomplished. Let's start with 2022. So I tend to break my stuff up into different categories. We have creation, we have condition, we have religion, we have monetization, and then we have education. So between those 5 different categories, we cover pretty much every single sector of my life. My goals this year were 3,500 on Instagram, 250 on Twitter. Okay, so the unfortunate part is that I didn't reach either of those milestones. I did cross over 3,000 a while ago, and you can see a little bit about that in my previous goal setting video, which was the mid-year check-in back in July. But I did cross that a little bit ago because of a post about Juneteenth that went semi-viral. Regards to TikTok, I'm almost at 3,000. I think consistency is just what I've been lacking with a lot. My goals for next year is 5,000 on IG, 500 on YouTube, and 4,000 on TikTok. I'm gonna try not to spread myself too thin, right? And I'm just gonna do the trifecta: YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and see how that works. 10 big brand or icon shout outs, as well as 5 collabs and sponsorships, which I've been able to do this year. So of course I've kept some of my steady sponsorships, such as Box Lunch. You know, I'm part of the Box Lunch Collective. I'm doing some stuff with them throughout the year, but I've also been able to work with other brands such as Jenny's Ice Cream, which was absolutely ridiculous. Another thing that's staying the same, helping 5 people with their social media. I want to end up being a creative director, a social media director, and so I want to be able to have experience with what do people look for when they come across social media, what do audits look like, what are good metrics to look at, things like that. And also, a goal this year was to create a website, and I did, and you can go see it right now, marcustheknight.com. My only goal for 2023 is just to upkeep it. And so I'm really, really excited about it. It just feels so nice to say. marcustheknight.com. It's just, I love it so much. Condition literally has anything to do with physical or mental well-being. So looking at my list right here, 1 take it easy day a week. So that means 1 day of the week, I just take it easy. Don't have to stress myself out. Less sweets, more fruits and vegetables. Make sure I clean out my phone and laptop before the end of the year. I always do a deep dive, a deep clean of everything before the year ends. For 2023, it's pretty much the same thing. I did add the goal of removing self-doubt and imposter syndrome. A lot of times you can walk into a space and feel like you're not supposed to be there, that you were not meant for that space. But a phrase that has been coming up in my brain all year long is this phrase: you have everything you need to occupy the space that you're in. I've been hearing that in my brain over and over and over again. I have everything I need. I've prepared for this. I have trained for this. And so one of my biggest things next year, I know it's not going to be perfect, but I want to practice removing self-doubt and imposter syndrome from my physical, mental, and spiritual language. Know that I'm meant to be there, right? My 2022 spiritual or religion goals were praying and reading the Bible every single morning, as well as reading through 10 books of the Bible. Now, I read through 10 books of the Bible already. I did a couple of the ones in the New Testament that are a little bit shorter, and then I went from Genesis to Joshua. Now I'm in Judges right now. I'm kind of reading through the Old Testament as well. The only new thing for 2023 would be reading through 10 more books of the Bible. I just had a conversation with somebody who professed that they were agnostic, but they were curious about the Christian faith, and they were wondering how faith and science could work together, and trying to break down some of the mysteries of the Bible and of Jesus and things like that. Oh, Britain's outside, y'all. Whether it's a devotional or prayer or worship, anything like that, I want to start my days off well, because a lot of times I can get up in the morning, already be thinking about the 10,000 things that I need to do, and then I just get really heavy and overwhelmed thinking about the things that I have to do. And so I want to be able to bring a sense of peace. In terms of monetization, my only goals for this year in terms of monetization were at least a certain amount of money in each of my banking accounts at each time. I never want to go below a certain amount so that I'm always safe. I'm always getting a cushion. Paying everybody back, because I know we have Venmo and we have Cash App and all these PayPal and Apple Pay and stuff like that. So a lot of times, because we don't carry cash, just saying, "Oh, just pay me back," stuff like that. So I want to be able to stick to my word and do that. And then also, the only thing that I added for next year was to research stocks or other investments. And then we're on to the last section, which is education, which is probably going to be the most crazy and most important section of this upcoming year. My goals for this year were graduating, finding a job perhaps in Nashville or connected to Belmont, maintaining a 3.0 GPA, as well as going through closets and, updating my wardrobe and things like that. Because I did also include not just college and things to learn, but just being an adult and being in your 20s. I have not graduated yet. I do graduate in 2023. And so this is going to be a shifted goal to next year. I really enjoy social media, obviously. Anything creative with regards to graphic design, things like that. But then I also really enjoy the aspects of DEIA. Some people call it DEI, some people call it DIA, some people call it DIB. This means diversity, equity, inclusion. Depending on where you go, some people have added accountability or belonging. I'm really just hoping, I'm really looking forward to the next year or so and what it brings. This is going to be a very interesting, a very transformative, a very scary, but very profitable year. That's all that this channel is about. That's all that I want to be about. Always getting better every single day and every single night. And so I'm really, really excited. My goals are somewhat actionable. A lot of them are more tangible than others, but it just depends on what you want to do, what you feel like accomplishing throughout the year. I do want to quickly turn to the more philosophical approach to goal setting, which more so is a vision casting. You may or may not be Christian, and that is completely okay. At the very end of the year, like the last couple months, and as well as the first month of the next year, I listen to what words are repeated in my brain. What am I hearing in messages? What am I hearing in songs? What am I hearing, in my quiet times? What words are sticking out to me that would have to do with where my life is going? And I want to read to you the last 4 years because, y'all, it's so crazy. It creates a story. It really does. It creates an entire story that has to do with the journey of my life. And I started this in 2019. This was after my first semester of college going into the next year. I'm going to read you the word of the year, then the phrase of the year, then the story behind it. 2019. The word is covering. God's got me covered because he knows I need this. I will repay you for the years you have toiled, the years you have struggled to get ahead, the years you have been overlooked, cast down, and set on the sidelines. You will have plenty and you will praise me for the things I will do for you. I am the God who covers you. Now that comes from Joel 2:25 through 27. This was before the pandemic was announced. I just want to make that clear, okay? The word was strategy. It might not be the vision you wanted, but it's clear nevertheless. I will give you plans and strategic movement to act upon in this season. It may not be the vision that you want, but it will be clear nevertheless. When it happens, you'll know. I will cause you to find your voice, discover your message, and pivot with ease and grace. This season will be new to all, but profitable only to some. Ooh, I am the God who prepares you. That comes from Jeremiah 29:7, 10, and 11, as well as Isaiah 43:19. The word of the year is assignment. The phrase is, I was born to do this. I was born to do this. Now that you have transitioned into a new level of yourself, it is now time for you to embrace your assignment to speak life into others, to encourage well, and to represent each other well. Never grow tired of your calling, for it results in more doors being opened for you in the future. Never take your words for granted. I am the God who assigns you. 1 Timothy 4:12 and Galatians 6:9. New strength, new value, new influence. That was the phrase for this year. Now so far, I am the God who covers you. I am the God who prepares you. I am the God who assigns you. Now listen to this. Your assignment will lead you into spaces and places that will surprise you and will test your confidence, both in me, the Lord your God, but also in yourself. But in this season, I am restoring your strength, your influence, and your value. No longer will you be considered weak or unnecessary. Your recognition will come, but not in the way that you want, but in ways that will point you back to me. I am the God who values you. Isaiah 40:27 through 31. Y'all, my mind is blown. It's absolutely blown because this year has been just that. I have been in rooms that I never thought I would be in. I've had opportunities and blessings come my way that I never thought would happen. If you get put in the room, if you get placed at the table, if you get the job, if you get the promotion, if you get the recognition, how strong will you be? How valuable will you be in those spaces? Now, as far as 2023 goes, I don't know what the word is yet. I've heard a lot of different words flying around, and I pray and hope that it is a good year for you as well. 2023 is on the horizon. It is on its way. I'm so excited. I hope that you're excited as well. I'm excited for everything that you're going to accomplish. I'm just going to go ahead and speak that over your life right now. You will accomplish great things in 2023, and I'm just so excited to see this journey that we go on together. If you want to be here when the Christmas video drops, when the New Year video drops, when the 2023 channel trailer drops, feel free to stay plugged in. Go ahead right now, subscribe, go ahead and like the like button, comment underneath. Share this with somebody who you think would benefit from this goal setting, this vision casting for 2023. I'm so excited for next year. Thank you so much for hanging out with me all year long. It's been a wild ride, and I can't wait for what we got next. See you next year.